Here is a list of my top 10 most popular Kings of Limbo, and my thoughts on those shows. It's not to say that these are the only good podcasts I have, and many of the other podcasts are horribly underloved. I've had some questions in the past on what makes a podcast work from various fans, and I thought I'd take a look at some of the biggest successes.
You think you got what it takes to go toe to toe? I've got more moves than you ever know. I own the stage, I'm all the rage. You're from the past, I'm from the spaces.
Ryan Reno Mills. I'm gonna be completely honest. I think when I found Ryan, I was looking for a fight. Not that I didn't like his content, something about him made me feel scrappy, and that's just something I'm good at. Ironically enough, when he opened up his Patreon at the same time, I ended up donating him $1, probably because I saw his give and take videos. One thing led to another, and, well, he ended up being booked on the show. Till this day, Dylan from Equestria Confidential is still furious that he took to having to being a co-host for what he considered to be a lowball guest.
The character.
That's stumbling, man. That's
yes, you
stumbling,
stuttering
man.
spit out and talk.
Defend yourself. You have to defend yourself.
I had nabbed Aeon of Dreams and Shelldog from Pony Tonight. I was prepared for a normal show with Mr. Mills when he basically alerted me he didn't want to have anyone kissing his ass on the show. We beat the crap out of him proverbially for about 40 minutes plus. Today, somehow he's a co-host on my show. Ryan Reno No Thrills Mills. The more I've gotten to know the guy, the more he's surprised me. That and his death cult of fanatical followers. A&Y. This show happened on a weekend before work. I knew A&Y was a big deal and deeply respected him, and I gotta admit, I had a lot of anxiety going into this show. I say this in all the best ways. A&Y is a god-tier goofball.
I think the problem with the difference between like the British and the German things, like when British people, like when a British person tells you something, it's like, oh well, that was a very soft, warm telling of that. I think that's true. Whereas when a German tells it, it's like, okay, but when's the part where you try to kill Captain America?
99999.
You think he'd been podcasting this whole time. He popped, he was fun, he was insightful, he rolled with the punches, and you'd be lucky to have A&Y on any show. He wasn't one of my favorites going in, but he sure was when he left. You know, having characters like Crowne Prince and Animated James, I started to think if these people were walking animations. James is a nutty man. Remember that beatdown I bragged about throwing on Rhino Mills earlier? Animated James put that on me and my whole crew.
And I like just, after a while, I just went in the corner and just like, I didn't even look at them. I felt, and they were such great artists too. It would have been amazing to actually talk to them and not like made an ass of myself. But
I think. Did he?
Oh, he's still there. Don't you see your?
I thought that was a still image, dude. He was
he was rolling his eyes.
Out of here. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
I'm trying to save it for you by sharing my embarrassing moment.
I don't know.
I'm sure your moment was very embarrassing, and I hope you're not, like,
all right,
offended by the fact that I completely zoned out through the entire thing.
No.
James beat us up like we owed him money. He's a mean, mean man, and I wouldn't change him for the world. I'm not sure I have any advice for anyone who experiences Animated James other than be buckled up and be ready. Did somebody say buckled up and ready? With all the stories and experiences Key has to share, it's kinda weird to know that the best ones are yet to come for her. I could have done the podcast one-on-one, and it could have easily been just as long. I've had a guest or two who could have the title Primordial Force, and Key is one of those. And our Queen of Limbo for this week is Keyframe. I feel bad for nabbing Ino half awake to come on for that ride. I'd eventually give him a chance to be more awake and aware, but it wasn't that day.
Declassified.
FNGR. Well, no, there was what
ass.
You should edit in just one of those. Hell, it's about time.
I'll never be able to express just how much crap I had to go through to get this one. The only thing overshadowing the trip on the way there was just how much it was worth it. Once I got to the end of the journey, it's not so much Digibro King of Limbo, it's Digibro unabridged. Big up for CloudCuckooCountry past analysis, quite frankly all of my guests and co-hosts who helped me get ready and not wasting this chance. Thank you. You know, originally, the plan was to have Goldenfox and Keyframe on together, but ultimately, giving each their individual moment and a chance to shine paid off. I mean, that is the best damn thumbnail that I've ever had made. This is the first podcast I gave poor Rhino a chance to be ready as co-host, and he did a great job. I think Oki, Rhino, myself, and Rion all kind of fanboyed it up a little bit with Goldenfox, but he was very likable and easy to get along with. We spent over 5 minutes breaking down the fan service of the thumbnail. Big thanks to Grey Cat. Goldie, you were a total class act the whole time. Mi casa su casa. What is there to be said about the brony community's #1 husbando? Seriously, the first time all my co-hosts showed up ready for a change. We had such an amazing chemistry with Crowne Prince, we had him back as soon as possible. As a joke, I asked for an animation and actually got one. If you ever need anything, don't hesitate to ask. I think Limbo was riding a fairly good wave off of having on Give and Take, Fandom Horn, and Voice of Reason, and you took a chance on me. I can't thank you enough. You're my favorite insane person in this fandom. Thank you. I can't believe this ran out as fast as it did. 27 minutes. I mean, they're so good, but it was so quick! The back and forth between CloudCuckooCountry and Silver-Quill. Mwah. You know, maybe I'm a sucker, but Silver-Quill really is as funny as he is on the channel. If you're waiting to hear from me to tell you, oh, it's mostly hype, sadly I can't. Silver-Quill really deserves all the success he's earned. He'll have an easy time breaking through into movies or other animation or whatever he puts his heart into. I still remember his second email back to me. Is CloudCuckooCountry gonna yell at me the whole time? CloudCuckooCountry. Fun fact, this happened when Vivi I'm a Toon Link missed the show that week. Crowne Prince, Corpulent Brony, and Aeon of Dreams were just hanging out, and we were trying desperately to get a replacement when Aeon nabbed his friend Cloud. My advice? Any podcast with Crowne Prince has a very solid chance to be amazing. I've had Cloud back since then, and I think we're on good terms. You deserve every ounce of respect that you've gathered and so much more. Jerry Peet. I'll be the first to admit we're not on good talking terms right now. Now, to be fair, I think many of my co-hosts, possibly some of my guests, know that my friendship can be trying. So, I simply want to say thank you to Jerry.
Indigo prophecy syndrome. It's like you had this really good idea, this kind of like slice of life thing. It's like, hey, this is interesting. I could also say this is actually pretty good. And then it just took a U-turn into, what is it, Derpy is the savior? Yeah. I don't know. It's like, what are you doing? Why? Why did you do this? You were doing so well. Oh.
This sounds like an ultra-positive version of Voice of Reason.
Naturally, when I heard of your reputation, I did what I always do when people tell me what I can and can't do. I sought you out. For any of your fans that have stayed around, thank you as well. Jerry is an amazingly talented guy, and really understands at the end of the day, keep the audience entertained. It's steps 1, 2, and 3. I couldn't have done this without all you guys, big and small. So till next time, don't ask why a plague spreads or a field burns. All for no good reason.